ECU?
R.
Do you bleed purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors?
Hoist the colors!
It's time for the most in-depth look into the world of ECU athletics. Welcome to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Here's Stephen Igo.
It's the Colors on a free-for-all Friday. A little bit of everything to get into here on June 26th. We'll talk to Pirate Baseball. ECU gets a new commitment with excellent numbers. D2 All-American. We'll break that down. Talk about what that means for the Pirates. Also, we'll get into a little bit of an interesting segment today. We had some fun last week with a bit of an off-the-wall topic, and this week we'll get more into that with if we were going to buy an ECU football jersey from the current roster, which player's jersey will be purchased? We'll get into that discussion. Is there a player that we feel strongly about? Are we reaching for all these? Can you even find an authentic ECU jersey? We'll have that discussion as well. Also, the World Cup. U.S. falls last night to Turkey. By the way, when did they change their name from Turkey to Turkey? Does anybody know?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Now it's like Turkey, though.
Yeah.
But I've also heard Turkey-a. And it's just like when we showed up to the Olympics in the stupid Czech Republic, all of a sudden wanted to be Czechia. It's like, why do you change your name? Just pick a name.
It's like Travis Etienne finally deciding to tell us his name is however you pronounce it.
Yeah, which I'm not even going to try. By the way, those are the voices of Bobby Howard and Philip Pilkin. And I forgot to introduce you guys. We're just broing out pre-show on some topics like jerseys and running and DH-gate. So I almost forgot to introduce you guys. Bobby Howard brought to you today by Basil's. Philip Pilkington brought to you today by the 94.3 The Game Studios. And intern Kayleen hanging out as well. Appreciate you guys always doing such a great job behind the scenes. And some social media stuff with PJ Connolly, Greenville mayor, coming from the Patrick Johnson show later.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. So, former ECU baseball player.
And don't worry, the stuff we're posting on social media, a lot of the stuff we're talking about on PJ is not political stuff. It's an update on the new the facility that's going on out on 264. It's a fun story from his baseball pitching days. He's going to have he does give an update on like the curfew and the new rules and all that, but it's not like this is a one-way leaning political conversation with him.
Is there an update on a single A baseball team coming to Greenville, North Carolina?
No, he did talk about baseball to Raleigh though.
He did? Okay. What about a hockey rink coming for a minor league hockey team?
He did not talk about that. We'll let you interview him next time, Bob.
Get in here to conduct the interview.
I wouldn't even know how to intelligently construct a question to ask him that would make sense about that other than, are you guys going to build a hockey rink to bring minor league hockey?
That's all you need to ask. Just somebody go straight to the point.
Forget all the finances and taxpayer money that comes with that.
I mean, he's a normal guy. It's not like you're asking the president.
That's true.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
a former ECU baseball pitcher.
Yeah, good dude, easy to talk to. We have a few comments on the jersey situation, so keep those comments coming as well. Also, my fantasy dynasty draft is underway, and so at some point in the show, I may be drafting, just to let you guys know. I have a second-round pick that I traded my first-round pick. I don't even remember what I traded it for, so probably not.
You guys are drafting on a Friday in the middle of the day?
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, there's no time limit. You just go.
Did you double up on coffee?
No, this is my coffee, and then I have my
oh, okay,
juice.
that's fresh fried. That looks like coffee.
Yeah.
Apologies for those listening on the air. It looked like Stephen had 2 cups of coffee.
Smoothie, I believe, is what it's technically called.
Gotcha.
So, trying to get all my liquids in, you know.
There you go.
So, all right, let's get to some ECU conversation. We'll dive right into the baseball news, gentlemen. The Pirates have a catcher from the transfer portal, Jack Enrico. He comes from Young Harris College in the Division II ranks. He spent 4 years there. Redshirted his initial year on campus. He is a Division II All-American. He hit .399 last season. Left-handed hitter. 21 doubles, 8 home runs, 61 RBI. And the thing I'm most encouraged by here, gentlemen, 17 Ks compared to 36 walks and 9 hit by pitches. That is basically 2-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio, which, I mean, yeah, it's D2 pitching, but at the same time, like, that's going to play. And really, if you look at next year's projected roster, not a ton of lefty bats. So you added a couple of right-handed bats from the portal with Boyle from Purdue, also with the player coming over from Rowan University. And I think they needed a lefty, kind of balance things out. He checks that box. He also checks the box of he can catch. Now, looking at the stats, he only threw out 13 of 57 base stealers. He had 4 pass balls and 1 error committed. It's always hard to get a gauge on what, like, how much of that is on the pitchers, how much of that is just like, does young Harris not hold runners on very effectively? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and go back and watch the footage of Jack and Rico catching every game, if I could even find it, from young Harris College. But the main thing here, you get a bat. We still don't know what Walker Barron's going to do. The draft is upcoming. He's playing in the MLB Draft League. He could go. You have 2 freshmen incoming as well that are talented, that are somewhat of a draft risk as well. So they had to get a catcher. And, Bob, they seemingly found one of the better ones at the D2 level.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and you've already mentioned it and said it in the article, is it gives you insurance. It gives you backup if Walker Barron does end up going and play professional baseball. The last thing you want to have to do, especially when you have a potential to have a pretty strong team again next year, is to have to rely on 2 freshman catchers. So to have somebody with experience, and then you mentioned it too, the way his bat, at least from a numbers perspective, are like he has, which seems to be, and you would hope so for a catcher, a good eye for the zone, and being able to know when to chase and when to, let pitches go by and maybe work the count. So worst case scenario, maybe he can help you in a DH role too if needed, or come in a pinch hit situation. Just like I said last week, though, with Braden Davis, I am going to temper my expectations because it is somebody still making a jump from the D2 to the D1 level. Jeff Sabadar, as I mentioned, I'm not going to go through it again, but that has tempered my expectations a bit. Not saying it won't completely translate. I think the fact that his eyes and his vision and feel for the zone seems to really benefit, and I think will carry over. Still something to take into consideration.
Philip, your thoughts on the addition of Jack Enrico?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, having another experienced catcher. Ideally, Walker's back, and he's your guy who catches 1 game a week and keeps Walker off his feet. But one of the interesting things, though, too, you mentioned the walk to strikeout ratio, Steven. Still not a lot of walks, especially considering it's D2 pitching, like you said. Now, I don't know what D2 conference he's in. Not going to sit here and try and compare that. But with a guy that has those numbers and, still only walking about once every other game and at the D2 ranks, you wonder, is this an early in the count swinging guy? And, I know everything I'm saying right now is hypothetical, but if this is a guy who likes to swing early and often, how does that profile at East Carolina? I don't know, right? Especially with, it probably going to be more of a Cliff Godwin style, hitting approach now with Coach Gotro gone. So, you hope that he can hit late in counts. And like I said, I don't know, but this is just one of the things that kind of stood out to me. Low strikeout, low walk usually means swings early and often. So, how does that translate to ECU's style of play?
Yeah, that's fair. And I would say, I mean, based on the fact he's hit 390, 310, 399 his 3 years of D2, whatever he's been doing is working. I mean, yeah, it's D2 pitching, but at the same time, like, if you're hitting an average of 360 over 3 years, I feel pretty good about that bat. I will say I did talk to Braden Davis. I've yet to interview Jack, and he may have been talking about you, Bobby, but Braden Davis told me, for the people that think just because I played D3 that I'm just going to be some stiff that can't hit D1 pitching, all I have to say is don't doubt me. So I like his attitude, man. He was like, we got guys at Rowan that have gone on to play D1, and look, I mean, obviously your concern, or however you want to phrase it, is valid. Like, you don't just jump from D3 to D1 with no adjustment period. So, like, I think I just liked his mindset of, like, look, I could have stayed at D3 and kept raking here, but he's like, I look forward to the challenge, and he's like, the biggest thing is we just don't have the depth D1 teams have, but we have some top end talent. He's like, I'm confident I can go up there and hold on.
Sounds like he's the opposite of Corey Costello.
Exactly. Yeah, Costello had to leave ECU due to what I was told, anxiety issues. So
Pitching in front of too many people.
yeah.
Wow. No, I mean that's great. He has his that mindset. I mean that's exactly what you want.
Yeah,
and most of the time, I mean, if he didn't have that mindset, I think you could pretty easily quickly chalk it up to I don't know how successful that guy's going to be here. And the fact that he's going in with that mindset is great. And you know what I said last week too is honestly probably even more so just on a personal level. I think I got too excited about Jeff Sabathar coming in, not realizing the adjustment, and the adjustment is a real thing, and I hope he proves me wrong. Did you ask him about the picture with his shirt off or anything like that?
I did not ask him about the picture with the shirt off. The fact that there were some ECU fans that were big fans of his physique.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, look, he looks the part. I know there's only 4 commits, but I like what ECU's done in the portal thus far. Davis, Enrico, Weston Boyle, and Saxon Roberts. Roberts the other night in his summer league game, we talked about it. He's hardly pitched at Auburn, but he faced 6 batters, gentlemen, the other night in a perfect game league, summer league game, and he struck out all 6. So, like, clearly this stuff is there. Boyle had a good freshman season at Purdue. You think he could build on that. And then you got 2 All-Americans coming from D2 and D3. They still need more arms, but, like, I feel pretty good about how they've kind of attacked this portal. It hasn't been like the fastest moving thing in the world, but I kind of like they're taking their time. They're getting to know these guys and making some pretty good moves.
Well, it hadn't been the fastest, and it's not the largest group either. And I think that's kind of what you're hitting on is they're taking their time. They're making sure they're having the right evaluations, and they're getting to know these guys as people because that's where you get hurt and going portal shopping is you just jump on guys without getting to know the person, and then it ends up not being a culture fit or locker room fit or whatever. I'm not sure if people, and maybe you have a better pulse on this, I don't know if ECU fans realize how big of a deal getting Weston Boyle is. I mean, I think that's a huge get considering how the lack of position players, it seemed like, especially high quality shortstops in the portal, and for ECU to be able to pull that and a guy that played well in the Big Ten, I think is a big deal. And I don't think that's gotten enough attention or recognition from our fan base.
I think that's fair, and I think, too, a lot of people look at his numbers and they're like, all right, they're okay, but we got to remember, too, he was a true freshman going through his first year of college baseball, and like he kind of fell off towards the second half, which is what you would expect from a true freshman shortstop. That's a big ask for an incoming player. Hey, you're going to be our Big Ten starting shortstop. No, the Big Ten is not the greatest baseball league, but they still were on the NCAA tournament bubble, and he was the shortstop basically the whole year. So he's got upside, got ability. I still want to see 3-4 more arms, but like at this point, I feel pretty good about the position player front. I mean, if they could get another power hitter, great. But Philip, for me, assuming they don't get killed in the draft, I think the position player group's come together, and now we just need some pitching depth.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you can keep Walker, keep Davin, I think you're in a pretty good spot, right? Like, I mean, I guess Colby has played 3 years, so he's a little bit up in the air. But still, man, I think Braxton Trammell could slot into that role if something were to happen there. So, it's never bad to have more depth, but, you got so many guys coming back. Peltier, who barely played, Jack Vogley. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day right now, it's pitcher. The question comes, what happens with Barron? You wish you had a crystal ball because do you need another catcher? Right now, no. Come mid-July, the answer might be yes. So that's going to be the tough thing, and that's kind of my real worry at position player right now. But other than that, yeah, it's arms.
The other thing I want to bring up with Davis is he talked about, I kind of asked, what is the expectation for position for you? And he's just like, man, he's like, they kind of just told me they want my bat. He's like, I can play third. He's like, I don't really want to play shortstop, but he had to for the team, which I think is what led to a lot of those errors last year. He's basically said he had to play out of position. But he referenced Colby Wallace coming back. He's like, I know he's a great player. And bottom line, he's like, I'll do whatever I have to do to help the team win. So he just seems to have a good mindset, which isn't a surprise given the fact that Cliff Godwin's taking him. Like, he just seemed, he also made the comment, Miami was coming in to watch him, and they wanted him on a visit. And he was like, I guess he's from the country in New Jersey. And he's like, I have no interest going to Miami. He's like, Greenville is more my vibe. So
Wow.
he was like, he just seemed like a really good dude. So I'm a fan.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
country in
hear
New
that
Jersey?
often. Yeah.
He said he was just out in the middle where there's like woods and trees.
Didn't know that existed. I thought the southern half was all Philly suburbs and the northern half was all New York suburbs. I thought the middle was like Trenton.
He must be stashed in a special area. So there's your Braden Davis report.
Wow. That's awesome.
Stay tuned for that. Hoist the Colors. We'll have the article coming out here in the next few days. All right, let's get a break in. If I don't buy a Braden Davis jersey, whose jersey should I buy specifically for ECU football? And we can get into some baseball too. I think I could name like 5 baseball players I'd want to buy. So maybe we go all sports as well. We'll see what basketball jersey Bob wants to buy. And we'll get into that discussion. If we had to buy an ECU athletic jersey, ECU football jersey, who would we purchase? We'll break down that discussion. Feel free to weigh in our comments section as well. This is Hoist the Colors on a Free-for-All Friday.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arg!
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Allen, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today.
Pirates play here.
Time to play the game!
This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Come back in segment 2. We'll have a bit of a fun discussion here. We've got Bobby Howard in the studio, brought to you by Basil's. Check him out, AMC Movie Theater. I took the kids to see Toy Story last week and checked out Basil's as well. Great sandwiches, pasta, pizza, salads, everything you need. They're bringing you Bobby today. Philip Pilkington producing, intern Kayleen hanging out as well. All right. We kind of hit on this a little bit last week, but we'll dive into the full-fledged discussion today. Whose current ECU football jersey is worth buying, if any? That's an argument that obviously you would have to make because you would have to purchase one. First off, can you even get a jersey? Shores 444 in the chat says my Caton Hauser jersey is from DHgate. Super well stitched though. I like 4 as the number as well, obviously. So I did check ECUPirates.com. There's like a series of jerseys available for like $100, but they're all kind of like they're not like the real design. So like I just and I'm not trying to anybody that bought one of those like it probably looks fine, but if I wanted to buy a jersey and spend that type of money, I'd want it to look like what it looks like on the field. Now, if I'm going DHgate, I expect it to not look great. So that's a whole other argument. And the price is what?
Like $25, $30, yeah. But I'd argue, at least with the college jerseys and ECU specifically, DHgates look more legit than what you buy from one of those websites.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so current ECU football jersey, if you guys had to make a purchase, somebody was forcing you to do this, who wants to go first? What current player would you purchase?
Okay.
Yep, let's hear it.
All right, so I'm going to take a guy who plays the most important position on the field other than quarterback. I'm going to take a guy who is a big fella that can run the football, and I'm going to take a guy who played 8-man football in high school and is now tearing it up playing 11-man football. Give me Greenville's Ryan Roseborough.
You know, I like that pick a lot. I was going towards that direction. I don't love that he changed his number to 88. He went from 93 to 88. How do you feel about
88 is a defensive tackle. Oh, man. What are we doing? I thought we had rules against this, man. It's the Wild West with college football numbers. This is stupid.
Ryan Roseborough. I want to say, is this what he wore at JP2? I'm trying to see.
I refereed one of his games, but dang, I don't.
So
remember.
he wore 8 at JP2. Look at that dude, just mauling people. There's a picture of him running with the football with a stiff arm. It's incredible.
Just a massive man for 8-man football.
He was 44 and 8, and then 93. So maybe 8 is his favorite number, so he's just going to 88. It would like to me if he would have been D tackle number 8, like that'd be pretty sick. But I like your pick regardless. Are you still going with 88? If you're going Roseborough?
I like Ryan, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm going to go with his running mate at D tackle. Give me Preston Carr, number 44. Another odd D tackle number, but a dude who's come here, done it the hard way, walked on as a transfer from Navy, scout team, reserve, worked his way up, got a shot last year, now stepping into even a bigger leadership role, fifth-year senior. He's the type of guy that I want to rep. I'll rep a Preston Carr jersey any day, every day, from number 44.
I like to call him Big Country.
Big Country.
Big Country. That's dude, I'm glad I went last because I had Preston Carr.
Yeah.
I didn't think either of y'all would go big men. And I had 2 big men picked out because big men need loving too. And so I had one on the defensive side, which was Preston Carr. The offensive guy I'm going with, D.H. Conley's own, and written about today on Hoist the Colors for the season countdown, number 71, Bryce Weaver. The reason I went with Bryce, obviously you have the local connection with D.H. Conley, Greenville native. That stuff's cool too. Most importantly, I was looking at, all right, who are guys that have been committed to the program? And I'll be quite honest, I was at D.H. Conley prior to Bryce getting there, I believe. So I don't think I crossed over with him. But when I saw ECU recruiting him, I was a little concerned because I didn't know how he would develop, and he has worked his tail off and has really developed into a contributor. So I think just from a mindset perspective, for a guy that's committed to East Carolina, which is a jersey that I would want to rep, and then, O-linemen need love too. They need their jerseys purchased and worn, so give me a 71 Bryce Weaver jersey.
And I feel good about Bryce. He's a junior. He's got, I think, at least one more year after this. Who knows with the age ruling? He may have multiple, but I feel pretty good. If you make that purchase, he's going to finish as a Pirate too.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to pick a player who's going to end up transferring out. But a little surprised that none of us went with number 10, Brock Spalding. He got a few mentions in the YouTube chat. He's a redshirt senior. He's basically the only offensive returner that came back from last year. Would any of you guys rep a Brock Spalding jersey? Number 10. It's a good number, too.
I mean, it's a good number. I get it.
You
Personally,
seem a little skeptical.
Well, personally, I probably wouldn't purchase any of these jerseys. Okay. So that's my disclaimer, which I know you said if you had to pick one. So that had fit my criteria. If I were to do a skill position guy, Brock Spalding would probably fit into that category.
I mean, yeah, it's just going to make me sad that I'm not Brock Spalding because, white dude with hands, the only difference is he's a hell of a lot faster than I am. We're about the same height. We got the stickies. Man, if I was just Brock Spalding's speed, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. I'd probably be now talking to you guys right now. But, yeah.
Kenneth Maynor says he's going with a Brock Spalding jersey. Gabriel Gross says Brock Spalding with a word I can't say in the middle. We also have Bruce Willis mentioned. He says Preston Carr, hands down. Johnny Stats says players wearing jersey number 5 have scored more touchdowns this century than any other number by far. So I will go with the DeJuan Lacey or Kieran Davis jersey. So
I love it, Johnny Stats.
What does he come up with this?
I don't know, but that's just how appropriate.
Johnny Stats also says 19 of the 23 players that changed jersey numbers switched to a lower number. Yeah, there's a lot of guys wearing brand new numbers this year. Josiah Robinson, defensive end, went to number 0. Ray Joseph went to number 1 after wearing 11 in the spring. So you got a ton of number changes. If you guys had to pick a new transfer, would y'all go Mitch Griffiths, Emory Williams, or maybe an Ashton Gray, number 3, running back?
I go Ray.
Ray at number 1.
I'd go Gray. I feel more comfortable with Gray having an impact than I do the others.
You don't want to pick the wrong quarterback.
That's the problem. And then also Ray, are we going to have another Jaquez Petaway situation? Yeah. That's my hesitancy there. So I'm going to go Ashton Gray based upon his experience in a Jordan Davis offense. And I don't think the competition may be as stiff at running back potentially.
Jaquez Petaway, by the way, still in the roster. He's gone from number 12 to number 19.
So he went up.
So, yeah,
he was one of the 4 that went up.
Yeah, was that Peyton Mangram's number?
He did. Did
you guys see where Peyton Mangram got a job at App State?
No, what's he doing there?
I don't know. I just saw it posted earlier today on social media, on the coaching staff. I think as an analyst or something. But he was at North Greenville University in Greenville, South Carolina, which they have a lot of strict rules there. That he doesn't have to probably follow as hard at App State. We'll just put it that way.
I wonder if they're trying to get some insight on the Pirates.
Well, I wonder how many strings Lance Ware pulled for that one too. Probably helped him out.
That definitely didn't hurt. All right, let's. Rohan says, hot take: adults shouldn't wear jerseys of people who are younger than you. I'm 36, would only wear a retro jersey if anything. How do we feel about that?
I've heard that take before. I don't necessarily agree with that take, but I understand the premise of it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
So, if I wanted to wear a Patrick Surtain jersey.
That's the issue now. Yeah. We're at the age we're older than the professionals. Yep. Like me and you are. Yeah. Hey, we're older than the professionals that are playing. So that's where, not going to lie, it felt really weird asking Jackson Holiday 3 years ago for his autograph. Yeah. But at the same time, I love baseball. So I wanted to get the number 1 prospect's autograph. So, yeah. I get it.
How's he doing, by the way?
It sucks. Terrible. I think did I tell you all this? The one guy I didn't make an effort around that era to get his autograph was Samuel Basayo.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up being the one that signed the long-term extension. In my head, I was like, we got Adley Rutschman. They're going to trade Basayo. There's no reason to have 2 stud catchers. And we signed Basayo to a long-term contract, and he's raking.
Right now, would you take washed up out of retirement Matt Holliday or Jackson Holiday?
Oh, Matt Holliday. Matt Holliday at least would mash every 6th at bat or something like that. 7th at bat.
So, I agree with the premise here. I just when it comes to pro players, I need to get a new Denver jersey. I only have retro, but I don't really want to buy a Bo Nix jersey until he proves he can win a Super Bowl, which may or may never happen. But Patrick Surtain is already one of the best defensive players in the league.
So you're only going to buy a quarterback's jersey if he can win a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Do you know how many quarterbacks have actually won Super Bowls? Not many.
Well, that's my gold standard, man.
Okay.
So you have a Peyton Manning?
I have Peyton and Elway.
That's it?
Yeah. I've got Von Miller, Peyton, and Elway.
Poor Craig Morton just couldn't get it done against the Cowboys in Super Bowl 12.
Now, I will, if Bo ends up being, really good and, He's an all-time Bronco. Even if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, I'll probably buy it, but he's still got a lot to prove to me. I mean, he's still in his rookie contract.
I am with you. I made the mistake a long time ago. I got an RG3 jersey, and that we saw how that planned out. So my jerseys are London Fletcher, Darryl Green, Sean Taylor, Chris Cooley. I mean, I go the historic guys that have already made it. So you can just continue wearing them. You don't have to buy new jerseys every 4 years.
No, I like that. And Steven, real quick, so you're saying if he had like a Marino-esque career, you'd be okay buying one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean,
Marino-esque.
I mean, best quarterback to not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Even if he ends up being like, a rung beneath Elway and Manning, he's probably still worthy of a. Because I mean, really, like Jake Plummer, I would wear Jake Plummer's Broncos jersey, and I think Bo would end up having a better career than Jake Plummer in Denver. So
I also think there's something cool about having just a completely random
obscure,
jersey. Yes,
absolutely.
Like I love it. Kyle Brandt does this, I believe. They I can't remember if they do it. They used to do it weekly, but they would get a picture off of Twitter of some random fan, complete rando jersey each week, and they would do a segment on it on Good Morning Football.
Yeah, I noticed like people they've like a lot of media people now have done this thing where they like go around the Super Bowl looking for like the most obscure jerseys, or like in these same accounts, so it's go to like random NFL games each week and try and find like the most obscure jersey of the home team. So yeah, I kind of like it.
If you guys had to buy an ECU baseball jersey of a current player, who would it be? There's plenty of candidates here.
Oh, Jack graduated. Give me Davin. Man, I love Davin.
What if you buy his jersey and he goes to the draft?
Okay, then give me Grady.
I feel like Grady or Braden Burris would be easy.
Braden Burris is my answer. Yeah.
Braden is just like he's a Pirate.
Yeah.
So I would go Grady Linehan just to make Slater happy because that's his favorite player. My
There you
4-year-old
go.
son. ECU basketball.
Brock Young.
Brock Young.
Brock Young or Darius Morrow.
Darius Morrow jersey I would wear in a heartbeat.
I don't even know what these guys. Wait, are these current players?
No,
I was going to say, they don't recognize these names.
These are old school Pirates.
Yeah, so I mean, current players, I guess Jay, because he's like the
Shane
only one I
Woodard's
know.
the-
Yeah,
I
I mean,
want to go Eli DeLaurier.
yeah.
Well, and we had talked about what's his name? His dad was the boxer. Getting his just so you had Klitschko.
Maxim Klitschko. Yeah.
Klitschko.
Yeah. I mean, all time, I guess could be RJ. He's the only guy I've seen play here that, finished his career here as a stud because, like, Jaden left and Tristan left, so.
For the old school Pirates, I would 100% wear a Musa Badian jersey. If somebody can give me that, I'll wear it on this show. All-time Pirate, shot blocker, people in the stands chanting Musa. It was the best era of ECU hoops.
So ECU baseball for you guys all time, not current.
All time. Gosh, man. I mean, there's so many choices.
Kyle Roller's up there for me, but I'm actually going to go Burley.
I was thinking Burley, too.
I think the way just seeing Burley out at home games and how he's embraced ECU and coming back to Greenville since he's moved on is awesome.
Burley or you Savage, just like the name across the back, you Savage is just a great look. 46.
I think because I think you gotta go. I would go Carter Cunningham.
Yeah.
Just like I feel like we got to know Carter really well in here. He came in, spent a lot of time with us, saw all he's done around.
Great young man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna wear Carter Cunningham Blue Jays jersey. I can tell you that. I might wear one of the minor league affiliates of Carter Cunningham, but if he makes it to the bigs, sorry, gotta go to a different team.
Nobody's gonna pick jumping back to basketball. The retired number we have. Nobody's gonna pick.
Oh gosh, what is the guy's name?
Exactly.
I know his number's 14 because they let
Exactly.
what's his name wear it and didn't ask
There's
anybody.
a whole controversy about it that nobody even cared about. So
Just toss that grenade in there before the break.
And here come the text.
All right, we'll get a break in. Good discussion. If you got any leftovers in the chat, drop those during the break. We'll get to those when we come back. We'll talk about it. Speaking of former Pirate basketball players, 2 more signed NBA deals or agreed to NBA contracts. We'll talk about what that means, their chances. Also, want to talk some World Cup as well. And a little bit more before we get out of here on a Free-for-All Friday. This is Hoist the Colors.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
In Eastern North Carolina, people appreciate things that are straightforward, honest, and dependable. For decades, our team has focused on cutting through insurance complexity for the communities we serve. And now, we're bringing that same mindset to our name. We're Flatlands Insurance Group, a simpler name that reflects the same local team, the same values, and the same commitment to the great communities we feel blessed to be a part of. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world is covered.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
Get ready to board. We're live with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Now, back to Hoist the Colors.
All right, welcome back in. Hoist the Colors, segment 3 on the way. We were talking jerseys. Segment 2, fun discussion. Irvin Bennett says he wants a Winfred Johnson jersey from the Coach O days. Yeah, he holds just about every ECU baseball record that hasn't been broken during this kind of iteration of ECU baseball. Winfred Johnson probably at the top there, so that's a good pull. And Shore says, I accept Igo's reasoning for buying an NFL quarterback jersey. He says, I bought an Ant Richardson jersey for my Colts. I could have just set $100 on fire. So, well, yeah. Man, that turned into a miss quickly.
What a disaster.
Yeah.
I feel you because I did the RG3 thing, so I get it.
Yeah, but that was at least an injury, not just him being a
that's true.
punk.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
a punk is worse than a guy who got hurt.
And I at least had one playoff run with him.
Yeah. I mean, the early RG3 era was electric.
It was incredible.
Ant Richardson era was never electric.
Because Donnie Kirkpatrick, I was on staff during the RG3 era, and Donnie and his wife Misty are huge Redskins fans, and so we would talk about it all. I remember being at one of the coaching conventions when they played in the playoff game. It was awesome watching them.
You know, it's crazy that year. You got to think #1 and #2 pick in the draft made the playoffs that year. Like when does that happen?
Yeah. Not very often. All right, so switching to ECU basketball. 2 former Pirates. This makes 3 former Pirates in the past 2 years that have agreed to NBA deals. Now, they are undrafted deals, but R.J. Felton, obviously last year with the Indiana Pacers, signed an Exhibit 10 contract. And what that means is it's a non-guarantee league minimum deal that can be converted into a 2-way contract or they can release the player or waive him and then add him to the G League team, which converts into a roster bonus. So Giovanni Imajuru, the big man, signs with the Denver Nuggets, an Exhibit 10 contract. Excited about that for multiple reasons. Then Jordan Riley signed an undrafted deal, I assume an Exhibit 10 contract, but there hasn't been official reporting on what the deal is, with the New Orleans Pelicans. Riley was like just outside of the top 60 on many draft boards. I expected him to get one of these deals. I was a touch surprised that Gio got one, but he had a ton of NBA workouts too. I guess it's just hard to find dudes who are 6'10 and 270 basically. But both these guys signed NBA contracts. We'll see how it plays out, Bobby. But, I mean, 3 Pirates now on NBA deals in the past 2 years is pretty – I mean, it's kind of a big deal, I feel.
Dude,
like.
are we a basketball school now?
Yeah.
Is my question. I mean, that's I don't know if up until this point had we had 3 like through my era of following ECU hoops.
No. I mean, I can't remember.
Yeah, at least ones that stayed or at least finished out here. Are you going to get a Gio Nuggets jersey if he
makes the actual NBA roster? I will.
Okay,
Yeah,
I love it.
So I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does happen, I'll get one.
Cool. Yeah, and
Off DH gate.
Off DH gate.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way. This is the way. I am excited for Jordan Riley's opportunity. I could see him having some success in Summer League, especially if depending on. One, the Pelicans just need to fold as a franchise and move to like Seattle before they do expansion. But that's another discussion. I could see him having success and maybe taking advantage of his opportunity a little bit. Maybe even more. I say that looking back at the RJ Felton situation last year, I thought RJ would get more burn. So hopefully Jordan gets more burn than RJ got in Summer League. But nonetheless, it's going to give me some reason to turn on Pelicans and Nuggets Summer League basketball.
It's just so tough to make it in the NBA, man. You there's only so many spots, and you have to be either really good at everything or elite at one or two things. The one thing Jordan Riley is elite at is athleticism-wise. I mean, he could go fit in anywhere in the league, but you know, when you just can't shoot consistently, that's a problem. So it's like if he could somehow figure out the shot, I think he could make it. But I just don't know. I just don't know if Gio is skilled enough. I think he's probably more the practice body. Now, he does get an invite to training camp, which means he gets to go against Jokic, which
that'd be cool.
Should be pretty cool. But either way, at minimum, these guys, if it doesn't work out in the NBA, they'll be able to make a living overseas playing pro ball, which is important too. Any thoughts here, Philip? And again, you guys will have a little bit more to discuss on your Pirates and the Pros podcast, you and Dom.
Yeah, we will. It's going to be the most basketball we've discussed on. Of course, it's only going to be the 4th episode next week. But, I think Jordan, he's such a freak athlete that, like, if he could learn to shoot, I'd feel better about it. But there's probably a really good shot. I think he ends up in the G League. I mean, I don't know if he's on the 2-way contract. I think the way it works is you have like 3 guys that, I think you have 15 on the roster. So you got 3 guys who are playing in the G League who can technically be brought up. But, I mean, it's just that much of a physical specimen. I think he stays. Gio, I think it's really cool he got an invite, but, is he quite athletic enough at his size? I don't know. I think it's one of those guys you want to see, because he is so big, you want to get him in there, get your eyes on him, get an NBA coaching staff to work with him. And, if it doesn't work out, this is you only get 6 of these, whatever called contracts that you can have in a given summer, but it's okay if he doesn't work out. I think missing on a guy like that, and it's not even a miss, and him going overseas, because he's definitely good enough to be a professional basketball player. Just don't know if he's good enough to be an NBA basketball player.
It is amazing, guys, that ECU had 2 players sign NBA deals after maybe one of the worst seasons in recent history. In terms of net ranking, 11 wins, and both Gio and Jordan were healthy the whole year. Everybody else was not, and the team around them was not good.
Well, I was going to say, I think a lot of it shows you how important team construction and team building is, because if they just had 1 to 2 shooters around them, this team instantly wins another 3 to 4 games, and it's not one of the worst seasons in ECU basketball history. But hey, we're moving. We've turned a page. We're on to next season. I'm actually excited about ECU basketball next year. I know I've mentioned that, but still, nonetheless, that's an awesome opportunity for these guys to just have a chance to continue their career, and obviously that is why they came to college, is to play hoops.
Bruce Willis says Gio will make the league. So he's going
That's a bold. I see him more international. I think
Lithuanian league, yeah.
I think Jordan is going to be just a G League guy because I think his shooting is going to hold him back. I know he's athletic and as athletic as he is, how great of a defender do y'all think he is, though?
He's good, but he's not great.
Yeah.
And
I had
everybody
the
in
same
the
thought.
NBA is near as athletic as he is.
Right. Yep. I mean, we saw it when we played Michigan State. Like he tried to body people like he does normally in conference play and just could not do it.
So it's a different game, but I am happy for these guys, and definitely Jordan, who could have left and made some big bucks elsewhere, decided to bet him on himself, come back to ECU, and is getting an NBA opportunity as a result. So happy for these guys, both of them great young men. And I think it helps the program. You know, RJ had a solid year in the G League last year, and now you can kind of say, hey, we've produced 3 guys who have had NBA opportunities. Whether or not it works out for them, it's a major step in the right direction compared to what we dealt with previously.
Dude, that's a great point. I didn't think it from the recruiting angle for at least Shorts' perspective. Obviously, wins will help more than anything, but the ability to say, hey, like, even through the bad years, we had 3 guys make it, and, like, they're going to see you if you're talented enough. That's a good point.
Like, the only one I remember, Akeem Richmond got a G League invite from the Lebo era just because he was such an elite shooter. But outside of that, I don't remember too many. So, from my time covering the team, obviously Blue Edwards back in the day and others along that era got some opportunities, but nothing like this recently. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll talk some World Cup, some MLB, and a little bit of everything to wrap up the show. We got to get Bobby's take on the Hornets trade as well before we get out of here. This is Hoist the Colors. Final segment on the way.
The power of savings is yours at Greenville Toyota with powerful deals on our huge selection of new Toyotas, like a Camry, $229 a month, or the all-new RAV4, $279. Don't miss the power of savings at Greenville Toyota.
In Eastern North Carolina, hard work matters, and it always has. At Flatlands Insurance Group, we've been showing up for our neighbors since 1963, helping families and business owners navigate change, weather tough seasons, and keep moving forward. Decades later, our purpose hasn't changed: to help protect what you've poured your time and energy to, from your home to your health to whatever comes next. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world covered.
Need cash for a vacation? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the vacation cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
The hunting and fishing event of the summer comes to the Greenville Convention Center, July 11th and 12th, bringing together the best hunting and fishing vendors, outfitters, and fishing experts, all under one roof. Special free events, including a mountain trout pond, indoor archery range, offshore fishing experience, interactive duck blind, and free seminars. Don't miss it. The Mid-Atlantic Hunting and Fishing Expo is July 11th and 12th.
With new Toyota trucks from $259 a month, you've got the power of savings at Greenville Toyota. Drive Tacomas $259 a month or Tundras only $399 a month at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Loyal and bold, we're the purple and gold.
Yo ho ho!
And we're back to hoist the colors with Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Welcome back in. Hoist the colors on a Friday final segment here on the way. We've got Bobby Harward in the studio, brought to you by Basil's. Appreciate their support of the program. Philip Pilkington alongside as well. Final few minutes of the show, guys. We have not really talked about the LaMelo Ball situation with Bob yet, so I know you dabble with the Hornets. So what did you make of the big trade?
Yeah, once I got over the initial shock of it, that just came out of nowhere, especially after the season that they've had, and started reading more articles, kind of listening to some professional takes. It's what surprised me is how much in favor a lot of the media who cover the NBA were talking about how great of a deal it is for Charlotte and how not great of a deal it is for Minnesota. And I think honestly it boils down to one, I'm sure there's some personality stuff and culture stuff and again, this is just speculation, that went on, that they were like, hey, we have a new way of doing things. They have this whole Hornet Way mantra that they want to talk about. But I think they struck when the iron was hot. LaMelo's value has never been as high as it is right now. What is interesting, I don't know what to make of the pick swaps. Those seem very odd to me. I know Philip had mentioned, I think it was yesterday, about the potential, like it's a very real possibility those don't even get exchanged because the Hornets are worse, but also where does the new anti-tanking rules come into play with that as well? So that could be interesting. But ultimately, and I think this is also how not in tune I am with the NBA, Naz Reid, I did not think he was that great of a player as everyone else, and it sounds like he's solid. So I'm curious if there's another trade down the pipe. Obviously, they re-signed Kobe White right after it. That's the point guard they got to operate, and they're going to build around Con Knipple and Brandon Miller, and it gives them a few more years to continue to pile on assets and build from a cap standpoint and salary standpoint how they want, because they were LaMelo was taking a huge part of that, and then also he had a potential extension coming up.
We'll see how it plays out. But, yeah, I mean, I still think the Hornets have a very good team and nucleus, and we'll see what other moves they make. And I think Naz Reid is a really good – I think he's better than a role player. But
he is, yeah.
He's definitely just a really good player in general. So I think he fits in well as a stretch forward with them. All right, last night in the World Cup, United States looked like they were going to have a 2-2 tie. Full disclosure, I went to bed – and Turkey scored in the 98th minute in stoppage time. I was hoping for a draw for my own selfish reasons because I put in a bet at plus 300. Philip, you stayed up for this, correct? So I know Pulisic got in as a second-half sub. Sounds like he looked pretty good. It sounds like the backups, though, did not look so great for U.S.
Yeah, I mean – they didn't look great. A lot of those guys had not played, right? And the Turkey starting guys were in. I think there was a couple times they were maybe trying to do a little too much, but then there were also times that they, defensively were like, hey, I don't want to pick up a yellow card here. Maybe this isn't the best way to contest. So they played a little conservatively. I thought early, especially when they went from being up 1-0 to down 2-1 quickly, it felt like there was that span. There was a little lack of energy. It was just kind of like they were going through the motions. I thought they kind of picked it up after that. I was kind of dozing off as the game ended, though. I was starting to fall asleep. I watched the first half out in the living room. The second half, I was kind of laying in bed. So maybe not the best person to ask for it, but overall, I mean, it's kind of one of those games. I think Turkey had a little more play for in the U.S. U.S. won the group. Turkey is playing for getting back home and not having a bunch of billboards saying that these guys went 0-3.
So U.S. gets Bosnia, Herzegovina next.
Herzegovina, yep.
Is this a pretty good draw?
Yeah, I mean, this is a solid look. Yeah. I mean, you're getting a third-place team, so you're lucky you're not one of – and this was predetermined way before the groups got drawn. There are two first-place teams that have to play second-place teams in the next round. Unfortunately for the Dutch, they are not only one of those teams, but they are playing Morocco, who is the 7th-ranked team in the world, who arguably should have not even been the second-best team in their group. They should have been the better team in their group, but they were in the same group as Brazil, ended up losing that one on goal differential. So this is a solid, third-place team to get, as far as the fact that they're definitely going to be better third-place teams. But they looked pretty good in their last match the other day, obviously not playing the caliber of opponent of the U.S., but yeah, I mean, you're going to feel pretty much like a favorite. You go out there and you play your game, you should be victorious.
That game will be on July 1st, so we'll be looking forward to that in the round of 32. The knockout stage will begin. A quick look at Major League Baseball. We looked at this pre-show. We look at this almost every day, and it's still sad that only 3 American League teams are plus run differential for now. The Mariners are plus 4, Tampa Bay plus 13, Yankees plus 110. And pretty much everybody is alive for the AL wildcard despite the league being complete trash, Bobby.
Dude, it's truly amazing. I mean, I told you the Orioles had not won since Monday and still found a way to close the gap in the wild card race due to all the teams around them losing. So they're now a game and a half out of the wild card, and what are they, 6 games under 500?
Yes.
I mean, that's embarrassing. It's just whoever comes out of the AL, I guess, maybe outside of the Yankees, are going to get just destroyed in the World Series.
Your Red Sox are only 5 out of the wild card, Philip. You still hunt out hope?
Not if they can't hit the ball a little better. I'm not. I mean, there's just so many aspects to baseball, and hitting is one of them. But I mean, I think you're better off having crap hitting and at least being like, hey, we have starters we trust than the other way around. So I guess for that, I could hold out hope. But yeah, they're not going to the playoffs.
Also, how is all this? Everyone has a chance in this, essentially in the AL, going to pan out with the trade deadline. Like everybody is going to go. I mean, this is going to be a seller's market.
It is going to be crazy. There's no doubt about it. And we're halfway through the year, and we're kind of getting to the point where like it's a big enough sample size to start making some declarations. But either way, still kind of a historically bad American League to this point. We're out of time. Bobby, appreciate you. Philip, appreciate you. Kayleen as well. We got to get out of here. We'll see you guys Monday, last week of Hoist the Colors before our summer hiatus. We'll talk to you.